to our lesson. Let's go and read Psalms 27. And this is verse 4. And here's what it says. One thing I have asked of the Lord, and this is what I seek, that I would dwell in the presence of our God all the days of our lives, and behold and gaze upon his beauty, and to meditate and consider his love. So, I was sharing with the other classes is, wouldn't it be cool? I mean, one day we will actually get to dwell with God at all times. And I know we can't really fathom that, but even now, God's Spirit lives inside of us if we are followers of Him and live and believe in Him. But every day, this is something I pray over myself. God, I want to so know you that I feel connected with you at all times. It's almost like if I had headphones on and everywhere I went, I would feel his love and hear his love and hear what he's wanting me to do, and I would walk in that. And so I'm going to pray that over y'all today before we get started. Father, I do ask that these students would truly seek you and know your presence and know your love that is so incredible. And God, I do ask that you would give them a yearning and a desire for you in your heart. You know, I pray. Amen. All right, guys. Lesson 17 and 18. The first one is on the number line, okay? The number line. Get ready. All right, so everybody write down or draw a number line on your paper, please. This is number 17. And I just wrote a few of them up there. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a mixed number. Before we even get into this, what is a mixed number? Yes?
A number with more than one digit?
Yes. I need a little bit more detailed.
A whole number with a fraction?
A whole number and a fraction. So it's not just a whole number, 5, and it's not just a fraction, 2/5, but it's mixed. Okay, it has a whole number and a fraction. All right, this will be 5 and 2/5. 5 and 2/5. Now, what I want you to see is that when we're looking at a number line, where do I get the 2/5? Let's go and make this, since I got this number up here. Okay, let's make this 2 and 2/5. And let's say I asked you to show me 2 and 2/5. Well, here's the thing. Whenever you're looking at 2 and some more, basically what that means is there are going to be other tick marks that are going to be in between 2 and 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 and 3 and I'm going to bring it up here and make it a larger scale. Does everybody understand? It's almost like I've taken a magnifying glass and that's it. Okay? Now, what I want you to see is that, well, let me go and draw this so that everybody can understand. I'm going to go and put a 0 there, a 1 there, 4 there, 5 there, so forth, okay? Oh, sorry. Okay, there. Now, we're just looking at 2 and 3, all right? Now, what I want you to see is that in between 2 and 3, how many jumps or units do I have? Yes?
4, 5.
I have 4 ticks, but I have how many jumps or units? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 jumps, 5 ticks, or 5 units in between 2 and 3. Now, if I was going to show you how much is 2 and 2/5, I would go to 2 and 1, 2 out of the 5. Does everybody understand how this is 2 and 2 out of 5? Everybody get that? Okay, so basically it's as if I said I had a yarn that was from here to here. And I wanted you to measure that yarn. Okay? You can clearly see that it's at least 1 inch long. Okay, now these are not in inches, so just go with me here. You can clearly see that it's at least 1 inch long. Is it 2 inches long? Is it 3 inches long? No. So it's 2 inches long plus something else. So what we need to do, anytime you're trying to figure it out, the very first step is to figure out how many units are in between each number. And they'll all be the same. So if there's 5 here, there's going to be 5 here, there's going to be 5 here. Does everybody understand? Now, I want to go to 2 and 2/5. So I go to 2, which is my whole number, and then I go to 1, 2 out of 3, 4, 5. That's where I get the 2/5. Everybody got it? Sometimes it won't be 5, sometimes it'll be 8. And there will be 8 ticks, or 8 jumps, units, okay? And so it would be 2 and 2/8. Everybody understand how that works? So all of them are different. It depends on what scale you're looking at. Got it? So what's the most important thing you do when you look at a scale? Or a number line? Yes.
Figure out how many ticks are in.
Figure out how many ticks there are. Why is that so important? Let's just say I thought there were 6 ticks, 6 jumps. Would 2 and 2/6 be the right answer? No. Nope. 2 and 2/5. Wrong. Okay? This is incorrect because there were not 6 jumps in that. You understand? Good stuff. All right. Now, let's talk about an inch ruler. Okay. This is kind of hard to explain. Everybody, if you have a ruler, get one out.
What if I have a
It's fine, you got the protractor.
Or if I don't have one?
Then you can look on with someone else.
You can use this one if you want to.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if I'll need it right now, but that would have been good a while ago. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay.
Are we writing these out in between it?
Okay.
8 jumps in between it.
Okay. That's good to know. Yes? I'm going to keep talking so you can go get it, but okay. All right. For those of you that have a normal ruler, which most of you don't, or have you ever seen your dad use or your mom use a tape measure?
Yes.
Okay. Who knows? Those are always fun. Yeah. Okay, so how many people know how many ticks are in between 1 inch and 2 inch on a ruler or a tape measure? Lots. Almost.
10?
Almost.
16?
Yes. Jaden got the answer. There are 16 jumps. Now, what do y'all notice about... Let me see yours. Yes. Okay. I'm going to walk this by you really quick. Again, Isaac's got mine and he's at home. Okay. In between each... Yeah. In between inch 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, I want you to see all the ticks. And I want you to tell me something that's different. In between 6 and 7 or 4 and 5.
Some of them are small, but one in the middle is bigger.
Okay. Why do we have different lengths? Does anybody know why some of the lines are small and some of them are short? Somebody, yes.
So it's like, if it was 2.5 inches,
Okay.
the longest one would be 2.5.
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Eve. Okay. Anybody else have an idea of why some are shorter and some are longer? Yes.
To show you what the important numbers are. If you're like
Sort of. Yes.
like
That's
if
still
it
what.
says 2/3, you would know like where it's at because it would be easier because they're
Yes.
based on the most common.
Yes. Okay.
So they divide them up in quarters
They do. Yes. Y'all are all right.
to
Girls
see,
in the
like,
back.
the difference.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to try to do this color coded, just to help your brains wrap around it. So, Walk with me here. First I'm going to do black, and then I'll color over the black in a minute. So I'm going to attempt to do 16 jumps from 1 to 2. Jumps as in units.
We need to do this.
Okay, so if you want to. Let's see. "16 jumps" is actually 15 inside ticks, just to let you know if you're ever wondering. Okay, now these may not be exactly accurate, okay? But the first thing I want you to know is that usually the ticks that are where the real numbers are usually the longest. Does everybody see that if you have it? Okay? What is the next length that is the longest? Yes?
The middle.
The one in the middle. Okay, so what I want you to do, to understand about this, is that the lengths matter. And what this is to show, this one's my middle tick. And I'm going to make it almost as big, okay? Now, if I was counting from 1 to 2, how many big ticks do I have? How many big jumps? Big as in long. Not the little ticks, the big ticks. Yes? How many? 3? How many jumps? How many units? 2. Yes, she's got it right. Okay? So if you ever have a measurement on 2, on this one, you know that it's 1 out of 2, which makes it a half. Understand? Because there's 1 jump, 2 jump, and it's on the first jump. So that's where you get a half. Okay? Now, let's do the next one. What I want you to see happen is the very next thing. What are the next size ticks? And I'm going to do these ones in red. What are our next size ticks?
The third, second.
Actually, it's every 4. Okay, good try. It's actually every 4 is the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make this one a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 4. I still get the middle one. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, how many jumps are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. On the next size. Is everybody kind of staying with me how this works? So if you have a number that is on this, and it's on the semi-big ticks, you can just count your semi-big ticks and be done. I know it's 1 and 3 out of 4. Does everybody understand? Okay, now, then it's instead of every 4, we're going to go every 2. 1, 2. I'll make it a little bit longer. 1, 2. This one's red and blue. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And then 1, 2. This one becomes out of every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if it's on the a little bit smaller ticks, then you know it's out of 8s. Got it? And then if I had a green, which I do not, so I'm going to stick with the black. If we went to every 1, then I would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 small ticks. Now here's the cool thing, is that you can just think 16ths. Let's find this out of 16ths. Let's say I didn't choose to use the blue or the red. I want to use the black. What number am I on? Help me out.
I've got
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 16, because we're doing the little jumps. So what this is 1 12/16. There is something I can do to that problem. Yes, what can I do?
You can reduce it.
I can reduce it.
You can reduce it to 6 8, but then you could reduce it to...
You can even reduce it more, okay? So let's just take and go, what number will go into both 12 and 16? 2 will. 2 will go into 12 6 times. 2 will go into 16 8 times. But again, it will reduce again. 2 will go into 6 3 times. 2 will go into 8 4 times. So my final answer is 1 3/4. And if I was counting by 4s with my red, I would see that it's 1 and 1, 2, 3 out of 4 because I was using my bigger ticks to count it. But if I don't remember how to do the big ticks, that's fine. Do your little ticks and then reduce it. Is everybody confused? Does it make perfect sense?
It makes sense.
Oh, glorious.
I used to have trouble with that because I used to have trouble with reducing. But
Yeah, but now you got it, right? Okay, good stuff. All right, so that's why I want y'all to look at this ruler that's in a magnifying glass on your book. And what they have already done is reduced them. So a measuring tape will usually look like this, and they already have the measurements reduced. But that's why some of them are out of 8, some of them are out of 16, some are out of 4s, and that's why they're all different. Does everybody see what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. They should all be out of 16 because there's 16 ticks, but then they reduced them. Does everybody understand? Good stuff. That's lesson 18. Or 17. What is this? 17.